Hi everyone, this is another vinyl update video. I think it's been a month since my last one. So, yeah, I have quite a lot of stuff to show off. Maybe I've been spending a bit too much money on vinyl. But hey, it's an addiction, I suppose. Or a bit of an addiction. There's been a lot of decent records being reissued recently, is one thing, and another thing is I've been on a kick, a really big kick with some certain artists, which I'll go into in a bit. But without further ado, let's start on the vinyl. First off, got this Mo-Fi pressing of Privatise. Really great album. I know it's cheesy, but what the hell. And this was another album by a group that I was very familiar with when they were first about and never really got into, and that was Grandaddy. This is their sort of reformation album, Last Place, and this is a pretty decent album. The second side is a bit patchy, but it's very good, and with the Flaming Lips sort of not doing as good as they used to, I think this is an album really worth picking up if you feel that they've gone downhill. Very sort of wistful music, very lo-fi sounding. Yeah, they're a great band, very underrated. I used to think that they were maybe a bit naff, a bit rubbish when the Flaming Lips were in their pomp. But nowadays it's the other way around. I prefer them the Flaming Lips. This is probably my album of the year. This is a new release by Idols, who are sort of a post-punk band from Bristol. I actually did a tape with them. I've heard these guys for a long time. I mean, about a couple of years. A really great band. If you like stuff like the Sleaford Mod, this would be right up your alley. Funny enough, they're actually supporting the Foo Fighters, or I think I've heard they're supporting the Foo Fighters. It might have been a practical joke by the band. But if they are, that's really cool. The thing is, they post it up on their page, and I can't seem to find it on the Foo Fighters Twitter feed, so I take it as a practical joke. Right, one artist that I've been collecting a lot of recently, he's someone that I've heard of since I was a teenager. First heard when I was working in a bakery when I was 16, but I only really got into now, and that's Ben Folds. I'll start off with this album. This is Ben Folds' Fine for Whatever, Never, Amen. It's like I've been constantly getting all of his records, what ones I can get. I mean, I might have shown this one off in a previous video, but this was a replacement for one that has really bad scratch on it. This is just an amazing album. The first one, which I've got on CD, I can't really afford the £100 it costs to buy an original or reissue. Even the reissues are expensive. But this one is a lot more affordable. Excellent album. I mean, Song for the Dumped. I can remember hearing that over and over when I was working in the bakery. It's stuck with me since. One of the ones. Yeah, the third Ben Folds 5 album, the unauthorised biography of Reinhold Messner. This is quite a good album. It's probably one of his most difficult records. You know, it doesn't have any hits on it, or the only single that come from it, Army, was a bit generic, but the rest of the album is very, very good, very moody, a lot different than what he's known for. This is Rockin' the Suburbs. I mean, I don't understand why it's taken me so long to get into his music. I think when I was 16, I actually listened to I mean, I think I was 17 or 16 or 17 when this first came out. I heard the song "Rockin' the Suburbs" and I thought, oh, what a load of crap. Really didn't like it. Thought it was forgettable, but the strange thing is, the rest of the album is fine. And now you listen to the song and it's still crap. But the rest of the album, like the first 4 tracks, they're a lot like Weezer without the self-pitying. So yeah, I should have given that a try when I was younger, but hey. What's this? Yeah, Songs for Silverman, which was the album after that followed Rockin' the Suburbs. Again, this is more, a lot less quirky, a lot more straight-faced, I suppose. But it's still great. I mean, Landed is a great sort of Elton John pastiche. Jesus Land, which sounds like one of the moodier tracks on Reinhold Messner. Yeah, great album, very underrated. There's some rubbish songs on there. There's a couple of songs that feel like fragments, a bit underdeveloped, but it's a good album. And I found this one. This is a Record Store Day release. Ben Folds and WASO, the West Australian Symphony Orchestra. This is a vinyl release of a DVD. It's quite good. It's quite interesting having some songs with the orchestra, and of course some, like the ones from the Reinhold Messner album, were actually sort of recorded with a sort of big sweeping orchestra. Although those do actually quite work. But yeah, so that's as much as I could get at Ben Folds stuff. There's 1 or 2 records which I haven't got. There's some that I could only get on CD, like the first one, and Way to Normal. Way to Normal isn't that good an album. What else have I got? Got some cheapy records in the week, or cheaper records in the week. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill, their first album. Yeah, it's not my favourite one, but it's in decent shape, and I don't have that one. I do want to get Countdown to Ecstasy. That's probably my favourite one. City Lights by Dr. John. This is sort of a middling album. There's some good bits in it. There's some bits that are maybe a bit too overproduced. Interesting enough, Tommy the Puma, one of the producers, was sort of known for doing sort of slick, really slick sort of produced albums. He produced The Language of Life for Everything But the Girl, which is terribly overproduced. Got Sia, Some People Have Real Problems. Really didn't like this at first, but it's sort of I've gotten into it, let's just say that. Unfortunately I've got to take this one back eventually, because this one's got a real bad skip on it on one track. Got this one, Rick James, Street Songs. I mean, I heard the song Give It To Me Baby recently, and I actually love that track, and I just went and bought this for some reason. What else? I've actually got a copy of Songs of Leonard Cohen, one of my favourite Leonard Cohen albums. I used to have an original of this, and I ended up selling it for some reason. It was a really good condition original. What else have I got? Space Ritual. This was on offer. I love Hawkwind, but I tend to sort of gravitate towards their 70s work. I think the stuff they're doing these days, it's a bit like what a lot of sort of older bands are doing. They're doing sort of fan-pleasing records, you know. Yeah, so there's been a couple of really good folk reissues this month. Anthems in Eden by, this one just come through the day, Shirley Collins and Dolly Collins. This is sort of a sort of medievalist folk record. It's a bit weird listening to it. There's like sackbuts, crumb horns, and yeah, I think if you listen to it in public, people give you funny looks. But yeah, Shirley Collins is probably one of the best folk singers out there. You can see why lots of people cite her as an influence. This one, Lowell and Mike Waterson, their album Bright Phoebus. This was one of the best ones I bought recently. It's a weird album. It's not really a folk rock album, nor is it a traditionalist folk album. I mean, there's tracks like Danny Rose, which have a skiffle band feel. It's quirky in parts and quite dark in others. Anyway, the track Scarecrow it conjures up a lot of sort of Wicker Man-esque imagery. So it's a really, really, really great record. Highly recommend it if you like British folk music. And last but certainly not least, all the records I just missed out. I managed to get two Beach Boys records, Wild Honey and Pet Sounds. Both of these are decent pressings. If you can't afford one of those fancy sort of analog productions, audiophile pressings, these are really, really solid. Especially the Pet Sounds one, which I was really impressed with. And apparently they're sort of taken from the tapes that were done for the 1972 reissue, which, yeah, if you want a copy of Pet Sounds, you can't really go wrong with this one. So that's about all I've got. Hopefully cut back soon on buying records. There's not really a lot coming out. There's Absolutely Free's being reissued on vinyl with bonus track, so I might get that because I'm an absolute Frank Zappa fanatic. But yeah, aside from that, there's not a great deal. But so yeah, that ends this particular vinyl update. Until next time, goodbye.